Hello traders, FXPIPCOLLECTOR here. Today is Monday, August 28th, and the month is almost over. We only got a few more trading days. So the slow, choppy August is coming to an end. So first of all, thanks for coming to my live stream. Thanks a lot. I do appreciate the support as always. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. It really helps push my content, my videos, and my live streams out to new members. So we're going to start off as usual. We're going to look at the DXY US dollar all the way from the monthly down to the 1 hour to do our full top-down analysis. Then we're going to apply the information we learned from analyzing the dollar pairs to all the other dollar, from analyzing the indexes, that is. And we're going to take that information and we're going to apply it to all the other dollar pairs, including gold and probably silver. So let's get started right away, I guess. Might as well. Now, one thing we do have to realize is today is a bank holiday. If we look at the news calendar, it is a bank holiday in the UK today, and the UK is definitely a big financial institutions that are out of there, so I think that makes a big difference for market movement. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean there's not going to be any market movement today, but definitely more likely to be a very choppy day when there's a bank holiday in big places like the UK or the US or maybe even Europe and stuff like that. So anyways, that means we'll probably have enough time today to look at some pairs for different people and check some things out a little more closely. So I think everybody probably pretty much knows, that's been following me, knows my analysis on the US dollar. What I expect to see over the coming months is that this is the end of an ABC and that this move up is a crescent to the move down, and it's going to eventually continue to trend down like that. So no point in getting into that too much. So let's go down to the US dollar on the weekly. On the weekly, I still think this is a downtrend. I still think it's a wave one. I still think this is like an A. I see that this could be an A and this could be a B and this could be a C. But to me, the fact that this moved down is three waves, and the fact this is three waves, it looks more like an A, B, C, D, E to me. Now, I think we're most likely in a wave E, probably up to about the 50% Fibonacci retracement to finish off a wave 2, possibly even the 61.8 before we end this crescent and go down and make a big wave 3. So let's take a look at that on the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, to me, this looks like a big downtrend. Like I said, a wave 1. This looks like a trend. This looks like a trend, and this is obviously a trend. This is like a three-wave crescent in the middle, and this is a three-wave crescent in the middle. That's why I'm calling this an A, B, C, D, E. So, hey, Epic, how's it going today? No, we're just starting. So I think we are going up most likely to at least the 50 or even the 61.8 to finish off this wave E. I still think it's most likely like a wave 2, and it's probably going to end up at least looking something like that before we get the break of structure and the continuation of the downtrend. So anyways, let's head down to the 4-hour time frame. Oh, let's get rid of this so we don't have to see that on the 4-hour. So on the 4-hour time frame, to me, the trend is definitely still up. The fact that we already broke out of this 38% and we already retested the 38% is still making me think that this is more likely to just keep on trending up. Especially with the fact that we already retested this level, makes me think that it is very likely to just keep on making higher highs, higher lows, especially on these shorter time frames. So let's head down to those shorter time frames. Let's go down to the 1 hour time frame. Really, you almost need to go down even further than that to see what it is that I'm looking at. But first of all, you see impulsive down. It looks like three waves up. It looks like impulsive down. I think that's the end of an ABC crescent, and if that's true, this is probably a 1. This is probably a 2. It's probably going to go up and make a 3, 4, 5 and just keep on trending up. So let's take it down a little bit further just so we can see this trend that I'm showing. Probably about the 30-minute time frame. We got a high, we got a low, we got a Fibonacci bounce at the 61.8. We got a pretty impulsive move up. Like I said, not only is it Monday, but it's also a bank holiday in the UK today, so I'm not expecting to see too much for volatility today, but I still think this is gonna most likely work its way up to make like a 1, a 2, a wave 3, probably a wave 4, and a wave 5. So we'll have to see if there's enough volume in the market for this to play out like that. It definitely, to me, seems like there is. You know, New York session is firing up right now, and New York is definitely not a holiday. So to me, it seems like this is most likely to go up in a wave 3 now. So if this is going to go up in a wave 3, what we need to do is we need to take that information that we learned from analyzing the dollar indexes and apply it to all these other dollar pairs, even gold to an extent, even though gold kind of does do its own thing quite often. So let's head down to the euro dollar. Now, the euro dollar, a lot of my analysis on some of these dollar pairs is based on the dollar index, which is why I'm still calling this an ABCDE also. We are past 100% Fibonacci extension. We are past this trend line right here. I think there's a good chance this is a wave 3. This is a 1-2, and we're in a wave 3. I think there's a good chance we're heading down to about the 161.8 area to finish off a 3, a 4, and a wave 5 before we break structure to the upside, proving that this trend is over, and at that point probably going to end up continuing the uptrend from there. So now let's head down to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, very, very slow, choppy day. Last day and a half has been very, very slow, very choppy. But to me, there's definitely still making lower highs. We have no major break of structure yet. No major break of structure to the upside tells me that I am definitely still primarily looking for shorts, and I'm going to continue to look for shorts at least until the market tells me otherwise by seeing a big break of structure to the upside, which we definitely do not have yet. So taking it down to the 1-hour time frame. 1-hour time frame, I still think this looks like an ABC crescent, like I was saying in this morning's video. We didn't really turn at a fib level, and it really isn't very impulsive down. We need to see what the next hour or two of the New York session holds for us, because if this is the end of an ABC crescent, it needs to start making impulsive movements to the downside. If it doesn't make impulsive movements to the downside, then this is probably going to be a false entry. Like if it starts to turn up, then you can pretty much say that that is a false entry and that it's going up. But as of right now, there's no reason to think that this is not over. And like I said, if it doesn't start to make some impulsive candles down, then that will tell me that it probably is not the end of an ABC crescent. But as of now, it still looks like everything is in line for that to be a end of an ABC crescent. So let's go check out the pound dollar. Let's head up to the daily time frame. I actually think the pound dollar is a little bit different than the euro, because I do think this is an A. I think this is a three-way pattern for a wave B. I think we're most likely in a wave C, which I think is going to go down to about the 100% Fibonacci extension before we get that break of structure to the upside, and most likely before we get the continuation of the uptrend. So that is what I'm expecting to see on that. Some more movement to the downside. Going down to the shorter time frames, kind of the same deal. We do not have any break of structure to the upside. As soon as we get some break of structure to the upside, then yes, I will potentially start looking for longs in an uptrend again. But we definitely have no break of structure, telling me that I definitely still want to be looking for shorts in a downtrend, at least until the market proves that we're making some sort of a move to the upside with a break of structure. So the pound dollar is another one that I thought was a very clear looking ABC crescent. It didn't really go to a Fibonacci level, as you can see. It kind of turned right in the middle of them, but it looks like three ways up. It looks like a lower high, impulsive down. I think this is corrective up, and I think it's more likely going to keep going down, probably part of a wave 3. So definitely still looking for shorts on this, especially on even a shorter time frame. I mean, it looks to me like we have the end of a crescent right here. And if that's the end of a crescent, it's probably a 1-2, and we're probably going to go down for a 3. But like I was saying on the dollar index, if this doesn't make impulsive movements down over the next hour or two, then we can pretty much say that that is an invalidated pattern. Hey Mark, how's it going? Yeah, we could check out the Euro Kiwi, and we're going to have plenty of time to check out some other pairs today because the market is pretty slow. So definitely get to that. Let's finish up these dollar pairs, then we'll go check out some other things. Now the Aussie dollar, to me, I mean, this one kind of looks a little more convincing that it is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that it's going to try to make a move to the upside. But just like I was saying, if you don't see a break of structure, then there's really no reason to think that this is over yet. So really, I still think that the best bet for us is to continue to look for shorts on shorter time frames. To me, it looks like an A, B, C, D, E pattern right up to the 50% Fibonacci. It looks like impulsive down. It looks like corrective up. It looks like it should be followed by another impulsive movement to the downside. No, there's definitely no news coming out today. I use Forex Factory for my news. I don't even look at the low-level news normally, but definitely really no news coming out today. But you never know what could happen. Just because there's no scheduled news does not mean that there's not necessarily going to be any movement in the market. So going down to the sort of time frames, I'm not really convinced that this is going down. I don't really think that any of them are really moving in a big way. Even the dollar doesn't look that convincing. So let's see what happens, because to me this looks like a downtrend. It looks like 3 waves up. It looks like it should be going down now, but this move up is pretty impulsive. We're going to have to keep an eye, because if it makes a lower high makes an impulsive move down, then it probably would be the end of a correction. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, see if it does end up working out like that or not. The Aussie dollar really doesn't look like it wants to go down. It almost looks like it wants to go up, along with the Kiwi dollar, because I see this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shape. I see a Fibonacci level. I don't see a break of structure yet, but we'll have to see what happens over the next day or so. Going down to the sort of time frames, I mean, this is the structure level I need to see a break of in order for me to believe that this whole move down is over. Until I see a break of this structure, I have no way of knowing that this is over, so I'm still looking for sorts on sort of time frames. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, yeah, this one's pretty much the same as the Aussie. I mean, it looks like a nice little downtrend right here, and then it looks like 1, 2, 3 waves up, so it looks like it's already made an ABC correction. But the higher time frames to me still kind of make me think that it does want to go up, which doesn't really make a lot of sense with the dollar, unless the dollar really is a false entry, which it definitely could be. One of the members of that group was showing us an alternative count on this, and I actually do kind of agree that that probably is most likely going to happen like that. So let's see how that turns out over the next couple of hours, because this ABC that I see here is not really working out too well, because if it was the end of an ABC, then it would be making lower lows, lower highs. So far, it hasn't really invalidated that, but it definitely isn't looking very impulsive to the downside. Like I said, when you get the end of a correction, if it doesn't make a new downtrend, then you can pretty much know that that's an invalid entry, and that you really should continue probably to look for longs. I don't know. We don't see any break of structure to the upside, so I'm definitely still thinking that shorts needs to be our primary goal. So I'm still definitely primarily looking for shorts, at least until I see some sort of a proof that this pattern is not playing out like we think it could. US dollar Canadian almost looks like it's going. Let's see. It doesn't really look like an ABC anymore either, honestly. Let's go up to the daily time frame. So the US dollar Canadian, until it breaks this structure right here, I'm definitely saying that this trend is not confirmed to be over. Now, if it does go down and break structure, then obviously we'll know that this whole move right here is over. And this whole move up is probably either a big wave A or possibly a big wave 1. We really don't have any way of actually knowing whether it's a big wave A or a big wave 1 right now. Going down to the sort of time phase, yeah, it definitely looks like it's going down, doesn't it? Almost looks like a 1, 2, 3 starting to form, like it's going to make a bigger pattern. Maybe something like that. That doesn't really look like an ABC anymore. It looks like more like a 1, 2, 3. Wow. This is... Originally I was thinking this was an ABC correction, but now it's probably not. It's probably a 1. This is probably a 2. We're probably going down for a 3, which will probably eventually look like this for like a 3, 4, 5. I don't know if that's more of a Canadian thing or if that is the dollar. What's the dollar doing? Yeah, dollar's not really doing anything either. Pretty slow day. You gotta be careful on days like today, you know, days when you got a bank holiday, because even this right here could end up pulling back and being a false entry too, and it could literally just stay in one channel all day. So we can't really say with a whole lot of confidence whether it's going up or down or anything at this point. It definitely looks like it's trying to make like a 1, 2, 3 though. But it definitely could still be an ABC. I mean, if it turns back up at a fib level, then it could be an ABC and it could go back up. Not looking too convincing that it's going up though, is it? US dollar Swiss kind of looks like it wants to go up. At least we're sitting at a Fibonacci level now, so if it does go down and break structure, we'll at least know that this section of trend is over, which it definitely hasn't broken structure yet, so we can't really say that for sure. Looks pretty corrective, doesn't it? It looks impulsive and then corrective, like it is going to go down again. After looking at all these pairs, I'm starting to change my mind about the dollar going up today. It's starting to look like it's not going to go up today. Probably makes a lot more sense, like what Trading Stock was saying in the chats earlier this morning. Hey, Trading Stock, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, let's look at that Euro Swiss after, no problem. Yeah, I mean, I do consider fundamentals to a point, but only to a very small point. Definitely, you definitely got to pay attention to Powell speeches and interest rates and all that type of stuff. Let's see, what do we got here on the US dollar yen? US dollar yen isn't really doing a whole lot today either, is it? Pretty slow day. It's not a very active day. It almost would be a better day to just take the day off. So let's see. The US dollar yen, I mean, definitely does have that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shape. So if it did turn down and break structure, that would make a lot of sense. But I still actually think this is a 1 and a 2 and a wave 3, which is why I'm still holding to the fact that this is going to keep on going up. Let's take it down to a little bit of a shorter time frame, the 4-hour time frame. So let's see. I don't think that reversal is coming anytime soon, but it definitely could. I mean, it definitely does resemble a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. So if it did go down and start breaking some structure, then it probably would be a pretty big move to the downside. 1-hour time frame. Very, very corrective looking. This is all very, very overlapping, like it is going to make a move down. But I could also see this being like an A and some sort of like a wave B, and then go down for a C and then continue the uptrend, which is actually still, I think, the most likely thing. Especially looking at all the dollar pairs and all the yen pairs. Yeah, we're at the C. Euro's trying to go up. Things are trying to move a little bit today. So the US dollar yen, I mean, at least until we get a break of structure to the downside, I'm not really too keen on going short yet. I mean, if we do get that break of structure, then you could definitely start looking for shorts, but I think there's a good chance it could be a wave C, and once that wave C is over, it'll break structure to the upside and then just keep on trending up from there. Let's see what gold is telling us. Yeah, gold. What does gold want to tell us, the story? Gold to me, I mean, I still think that gold could possibly be the end of a correction, because I see a trend, I see a correction, and I see a trend. I see 3 waves down right to a fib level, and I see a very impulsive move up. Now, I definitely could see this being a correction too, and maybe going up to a percentage of this move down and then turning down. But if that is the case, then we should be able to recognize that by seeing 1, 2, 3 waves up, impulsive down. Otherwise, I'm going to say that this may be the end of an ABC correction, and it may just keep on going up. Let's take it down to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, I still have it labeled as a possible ABC correction, but to me, it still looks like one big downtrend, like this is the ABC right here, like this is the end of an ABC, and that this is like a wave 1, and this move down has already made an ABC of 2, and it's going to just keep on going up for a wave 3. Now, we should be able to recognize if it's a wave 3 or whether it's a wave, or if it's an ABC, because if it is an ABC, then it would probably go up right to a Fibonacci level, break structure to the downside, proving that it is an ABC, and from that point it should continue to downtrend. But if it is a 1, 2, 3, then yes, you'll get Fibonacci bounces, but you'll never get that big break of structure. Instead, it'll just keep on making higher highs, higher lows. So luckily, whether it's an ABC or 1, 2, 3, it doesn't really matter too much as of yet. One thing I do know is I'm definitely looking for longs right now, and if it goes up and then breaks structure to the downside, then I'll stop looking for longs and I'll start looking for shorts again for the continuation of the downtrend. So we'll have to see what happens. I'm not really expecting a whole lot today, but we'll see. It kind of looks like it wants to go down one more time to me. To me, this looks like an uptrend. Like I said, either an A or 1. This is 1, 2, 3 waves down, right to the 50% Fibonacci. Looks like either a wave 2 or a wave B. It kind of looks to me like this is a 1, and this is like a crescent right here, like a 2, and then it's going to go up and make a 3 of 3 or a 3 of C. And like I said, you'll be able to tell the difference probably best on the 4-hour time frame, like I was just showing a few seconds ago. Hey Menu, how's it going? Go to 119. Yeah, that probably makes a lot of sense. 119 and then push down. Yeah, you're probably right, buddy. Let's see if I got any more. Nah, I don't see anything there. So let's see if let's go check out the yen pairs. I was talking to the members of my group this morning in our morning live stream that we do every single day, every single weekday, that is. And I was saying that these yen pairs look very, very close to ending a crescent. They still haven't done it, but especially the euro yen, to me this looks like impulsive down. This looks like 3 waves up, 2 to 61.8. All we need to see is a break of structure on the sort of time frames, and this thing is going to be going down for a wave C. So the euro yen looks very, very close to making the end of a crescent. It looks like a trend right here. Looks like an A. This looks like one big corrector pattern for a B. This looks like a trend right here for the C. All we really need to see is a break of this structure right there, right around the 158.1 area, to confirm that it is the end of an ABC and that the trend is back down. This is probably an A. This is probably a B, and then it would go down to make a C, like I was showing on the 4-hour and daily. So it still looks pretty clear that that could be what's going on. Just not really enough volume. We need to see this red candle right here taken out to the downside. Then we're going to pretty much know that it's the end of an ABC crescent, which is probably an ABC or B. Let's see, the pound yen kind of agrees with that. The pound yen kind of looks to me like it's in a way B2 still. I think this is a downtrend for the A. I think this is like an irregular A, B, C, or B. We're back at the 38%, so all we really need to do is see a break of structure to the downside, and this will be going down most likely for a wave C. So that does seem pretty likely. 1-hour time frame, it kind of looks like it needs to drift up a little bit more, probably take out this high, retest this fib level, and then if it breaks structure after that, that's what would tell me that it's time to go short. I definitely wouldn't try to go short until I see that break of structure to the downside, because we really don't even know that this is going to go down. I mean, there's always a possibility that it keeps going up, especially because the yen, I think on the weekly and monthly, the trend is definitely still up. But to me, it looks like an A, B, C. It looks like it needs to go down. It looks like it needs to break structure. And it looks like it's going to end up continuing the downtrend. Now, the Aussie yen and the Kiwi yen are actually quite a bit different. I don't really trade the Aussie yen and the Kiwi yen that much personally. But to me, I think this is all one big crescent, and I think that all we need to do is see a break of structure, and that's going to be the end of a crescent and probably going to go down. So we should see some pretty much the same type of thing on these also. I think all we need to do is see a break of structure, and this is going to be going down. So that's definitely what I'm looking for on the Aussie and the Kiwi. I mean, if you go out to the longer time frame, this looks very, very, very corrective and overlapping. All we need to see is a break of structure, and this thing is probably going to be going down in a pretty big way. We don't have that break of structure yet, so I definitely wouldn't be trying to go short yet. But it could happen before too long. So Canadian yen, on the longer time frames, I still think the Canadian yen looks like it wants to go up, which is why I would be a little bit cautious going short on any of these yen pairs, because the trend is definitely still up on all the yen pairs except for maybe the Aussie and the Kiwi yen. The trend is definitely still up. I mean, to me, it still looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're in a wave 5, and it still looks like it needs to go up and break this high right here. So, yeah, hey Eddie, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, we can do that. Let me write it down before I move on. The pound Aussie. Today's a good day to look at some other stuff, definitely. So let's finish this right here, and then we'll go start looking at some other stuff. The Canadian yen is moving pretty strong. I think that's more the Canadian than anything. Definitely looks like it's the Canadian. And it kind of almost, I mean, this is the one that I keep going back and forth on because it does look to me like an ABC correction. So I would say that this is going up, something like that. I don't know, like I was originally thinking that this was a wave A because of all the other yen pairs, and this was a B, and that it was going to go down, make a C, and then go back up, but I don't know, maybe this one's telling the correct story because this one looks like a complete ABC correction already. So, kind of have to go with the flow, I guess, and until we get a break of structure to the downside, the flow is definitely up, and we definitely should continue to look for longs. Now, if it does go down and break structure, then that would tell me that it's time to start looking for shorts again, but no structure break, no reason to start looking for longs. Even right here, we had no structure break. That was just one big correction. Right here, no structure break, just one big correction, and bam, it just kept on going up. Swiss yen, I mean, really, this one never broke structure to the downside either, so it doesn't even really look like it's over. I don't know, though. I mean, it looks like an A to me. The Canadian yen is the only one that makes me think that this is not a wave B. This looks like it needs to go down, make a wave C. 1 hour time frame. We even got a break of structure on the 1 hour. That looks like an ABC correction. It almost looks like an entry to go short. I don't know if I really trust it or not, but we got a break of structure, so I mean, you really should trust that it's the end of a correction in the continuation of the downtrend. Yeah, that line on Canadian yen, I was wondering what you were talking about. That line, I think so too. Imagine the liquidity up there for sure. That's why I left it here for so long. Let's extend it a little bit here. That's kind of where I think this wave 5 is going to end, probably right above this right here. It's going to take out these highs, grab all that liquidity, and go down like crazy. Hey, Jimmy, how's it going? Yeah, exactly, I agree. So, whoops. What did I just do? Sorry, hold on. What did I just do? There we go. So, yeah, let's see. What do you say the Aussie Swiss, that is? The Aussie Swiss. AUDCHF. Yeah, definitely. Let's go start checking out some of these requests. Start getting to some of those. Today's a good day just to kind of, free flow around and just kind of look at whatever anybody wants us to look at. So I'm going to go in order, and the first one that was requested was the US dollar Mexican dollar. US dollar peso. Definitely not a pair that I've ever traded before, but the Euro Kiwi is the second one on the list. We'll look at that one next. So the Euro Mexican we'll look at first. We'll go in order. So this is definitely not one that I've even ever entered a trade on in my life, but there's a few people that actually swear that this is a good pair to trade. Man, it looks like a 1, 2, 3. It doesn't even look like a correction. It looks like a 1. It looks like an ABC of 2. It looks like we're in a wave 3 that's not even close to being over yet. I went all the way up to the monthly because I'm not familiar with this one, so I need to see that full top-down analysis. Let's throw a Fibonacci on here. And see what's up with that. Yeah, we're already past the 78%, so probably going down, I would say. I mean, yeah, we might get a bounce. We might get a bounce off this fib level, maybe, but I would definitely 100% continue to look for shorts in a downtrend, definitely. I don't see any reason to think that this is over. I mean, even if I see a break of structure on the 1 hour, that doesn't tell me that it's over. It just tells me that this section of trend is over. And that will probably just end up being another correction to this last wave down and probably another continuation of the downtrend. I would definitely continue to look for shorts on this one for sure. I don't really think it's over. Definitely a little bit of an odd one to trade personally, but I don't know. I mean, if the spread isn't bad, then maybe it's a decent one. Just for me, it's a little too exotic. A little too exotic for me to trade, really. The Euro Kiwi, I think, is still in a big wave 3 on the monthly. I still think that this is eventually going to end up looking something like that. Probably go up and grab this area. This is the monthly, but I still think that's what that's what's going to happen on that. Daily time frame, we do have a break of structure. That means that it's probably a wave A, it's probably a wave B. It seems like it should go down for a C and then back up. Let's see what it looks like on a little bit of a shorter time frame. Oh yeah, I think so too. I think it's going to go down. That's actually very, very clear right there. Look at this trend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave A. This looks like it's already made an A, B, C, or B, honestly. I would consider that respecting the 50%. It looks like it wants to go down for wave C and then later on go back up. That seems very, very clear. Too bad we don't have a break of structure yet. That would make it even more clear if we could see a break of structure. Look at this trend though. That's a very, very clear trend. Probably a wave A. This looks like a very overlapping pattern. Really, it looks like an A and 3 waves down for a B. It looks like a C. We do have a break of structure right there on probably the 30 minutes. So, I mean, it's probably confirmed that it's going down. I would probably be looking for shorts in a downtrend. I think it's going to go down. It looks like it should at least. Looks like the dollar's trying to move a little bit finally. To the upside, that is. So, yeah, let's see. Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, it kind of depends if this really is the end of an ABC correction. The reason why in my group that I never really put a take profit is because I don't personally use take profits. Because I always try to let the market tell me where to take profit. I try not to actually predetermine where to take profit, but I think probably just above this 100% Fibonacci extension would be the most logical place for this to end. Probably something like this. So probably like the 1.803 maybe 5 or something, 03 or 04 maybe, someplace in that area. Something like that probably. But yeah, with my own personal trading, I definitely don't use take profits very often. A lot of people always ask me, where's my take profit? But I normally don't even have a take profit. So usually once I get like a 3 or 4 to 1 risk to reward ratio, then I'll start really paying attention. But until then, I try not to really focus too much on take profits. I try to let the market tell me where the best place is to take the profit. So the Euro Swiss, which we're already on the Euro pairs, so let's check that out. What's this one up to? I remember. Oh yeah, okay, now I remember this one. Just keeps on drifting down. I think we're going to go down and make new all-time lows. I don't think it's over yet. It kind of looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but we don't know that it's even a wave 5. It could be a subdivision of a much larger trend. We got a very, very big ABC correction way back here. And then trying to figure out the count from there is kind of not a very easy thing to do. Yeah, I got an Euro index here, but I'm not really trusting that one too much either. Yeah, I just said the dollar looks like it's moving, but then it just like stalled almost instantly. We definitely got a double bottom right there and a little bit of a 3, 4, 5 shape right there. So I would say it's at least going to go up to either make a correction to this move down and then go down again, or it's possibly going to go up and break structure, which would probably confirm that this whole move down is over. So now we need to observe it to see what shape it makes. Best thing to do at this point is put your Fibonacci measuring the move down. We should be able to recognize whether it makes an A, B, C and hits a Fibonacci level and turns down like that, or we should be able to recognize whether it makes a 1, 2, 3 and eventually goes up and takes out structure. So it's either an A, B, C or a 1, 2, 3 going on right now, and it looks like we're already in the wave C or the wave 3. Look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's actually very nice. Either an A or a 1. This is 3 waves down, either a wave B or a wave 2. And we should be going up now for either a 3 or a C. If it's a C, it might go up to one of these two fibs, break structure to the downside, proving that it's a wave C, and then continue in the downtrend. If it's a wave 3, we'll definitely still get some fib bounces, but those fib bounces are not going to break any significant structure. They're just going to keep on making higher highs, higher lows. So for me, I definitely would be looking for longs right now at like the 1 hour time frame range at the end of pullbacks. And then we're going to learn whether it makes a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of C, which would look like that, or whether it just keeps on making higher highs, higher lows, which would look more like that. It's really all we can do at this point in the pattern is just look for longs while we learn and earn at the same time. We can learn whether it's a wave C or whether it's a wave 3 while we're earning money at the same time, which is definitely the best way to go for sure. So the pound Aussie was next on our list. Pound Aussie. Let's see, I thought this was in a wave 3 too. Let's see if I still think that. Yeah, I mean, look how stretched out that thing is. Look how stretched out this last wave is. That's definitely not the end of anything. I think this is just a correction. It's going to keep going up. Whether it actually does go all the way up here or not, I guess we're just going to have to observe and find out. I think there is a good chance it will go up here, but we're on the weekly time frame, so that's going to take a long time to play out. At this point, we're probably making a correction to the whole trend, not just a correction to the last wave of the trend. At this point, it probably is going to end up being an A, B, C, and then going up like that. So, probably going to end up doing something like this. Maybe not quite that big, but maybe something like this. But still going to be a pretty good sized move to the downside that I don't think is even over yet. Boy, it looks pretty clear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A. We're probably in a wave 5 of A right now. Eventually, we'll probably go up and break structure to the upside, but that'll be a wave B. And then we'll probably go down again to like the 50. Let's see, what do we got here? This one's actually probably more important right here, or the 61.8 to make a wave C. Maybe probably the 61.8 is the most likely area. End the wave C and continue the uptrend. Yeah, I think we're in a wave 5 right now, so it probably is going to go up and break structure at some point within the next day or so. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of A. And then A, B, C of B. And then probably back down again for a wave C. That's what I would expect to see. So, let's see. We're burning right through these pairs, so if anybody has anything they would like me to take a look at, put it in the chats, and I'll be more than happy to do so. Let's go check out Jimmy's Aussie Swiss. Let's see, what do I got going on? I'm still in a dollar pair. Not really, pretty much break even right now. Not really doing much. I had a couple nice trades pre-London session, but boy, ever since then it's just been bouncing around on the dollar. Yeah, this one to me, I mean, it looks like a 1, 2, 3, which means that the next move up is probably going to be a 4 and a 5, and it's probably going to end up doing that. Let's see what it looks like on the weekly. Yeah, definitely a wave 3 it still looks like. No break of structure yet. This could be It could be a wave 4 right now, like a wave 4 of this last section of trend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then break of structure, and then go down again because I think we're in a wave 3. So a break of structure on these sort of time frames is definitely not going to tell us the trend is over. It's just going to tell us the last section of trend is over. Ooh, that was definitely not an ABC correction. Let's see. One, two, three, four, five right there. Probably a wave A. I do see 3 waves down right there. Might already have made a B, might be in a C. And then back down again. I don't think this downtrend is over. Really doesn't seem like it's over. Very choppy right now. I can't. Hopefully this August chop ends this week. Very, very choppy. I mean, really, it's been choppy since probably mid last week. It really hasn't done a whole lot. Which gives me even more confidence that it probably will end up continuing the downtrend at some point. Because of how overlapping it is. Yeah, we'll look at the NASDAQ for you, buddy. No problem. We got time. NASDAQ. So, let's see. What does he have? Oh, wow. Me and Jenskin agreeing. That's usually a good sign. So yeah, let's see what happens. Yeah, no problem. Let's go see if those dollar pairs are moving or not, and then we'll go look at commodities, and then we'll go look at the NASDAQ and the S&P 500. The dollar is still doing pretty much nothing, so really not much to talk about there. Look at that. Whole lot of nothing today. I think the US is taking the day off just like the UK. Jeez, maybe I should have too. Yanni. Boy, that pound dollar still to me looks like the end of a correction. The euro dollar doesn't look like that though. Euro dollar almost looks like it wants to go up again. Aussie dollar almost looks like it could go up. Kiwi dollar could possibly look like down. US dollar Canadian does kind of still look like it could go up again, and yeah, that one's US dollar yen. I'm still pretty bullish on that too. So I still think this is going to go up. I still think the dollar is going to go up today. I'm still long the dollar, so I might have a little bit of a bias, but that's okay. My bias will change pretty quick if the market tells me to change my bias. Yeah, we're going to go look at oil and natural gas here in a minute. We'll do it now, actually. I think we're in a wave B. I think this is a wave A. I think this is a wave A also, a wave A of B. I think this is going to be a wave B of B, and I think we're going to go down again for a wave C of B. 50% fib level, and then bam, back up again. I don't really think we're going back up in an uptrend yet. No, no way. I don't think so. Boy, that did break structure right there. Yeah, I don't think it's going up in a big way, but it's kind of hard because this is definitely a trend with a break of structure. This is definitely a trend with a break of structure. So, I mean, it almost does resemble an ABC correction. But it's not really looking very impulsive to the upside, so. What about UK oil? Yeah, UK oil looks pretty much the same. Yeah, I almost think that we need to still look for shorts. I don't think it's over. I think this is going to be a correction. I think it's going to go down again. I think it needs to go down to at least a 50 or a 61.8 to finish off this pattern. Yeah, I think it's gonna go down again. Seems like it is, but boy, I mean, this does kind of resemble an A, B, C right here, and we definitely got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with a break of structure. I could be wrong, honestly. It's just this looks like a 1, 2, 3-way pattern up. Let's see, does the UK oil? Same thing? Boy, it does look like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, break of structure. Boy, I don't know. I'm starting to lean more towards maybe it is going up. Longer time frames, I thought it would go down more, but I don't know. It still looks like a trend to me. It doesn't look like a correction. Yeah, I gotta trust the longer time frames. The longer time frames always had to be trusted more than the shorter time frames. The longer time frames are telling me that it probably is gonna break structure to the downside. It probably is gonna go down more. I don't really see any reason to think it's going up in a big way. Natural gas is still playing games with us. Big gap. Real big gap. I don't know. I think it's a correction to the downtrend at this point. I would probably be looking for shorts. I mean, this is the shape of a trend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's definitely the shape of a trend. I think this is going to probably bounce off a fib level and go down again for either an ABC or a 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I know. Geez. I'm going to the gym after I finish this, so I think that'll wake me up. Go do some exercise. That's what I need today, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is probably a wave A. Probably a wave B. And then probably a wave C. Yeah, I know. Some caffeine. Probably an A, B, C, or B. Probably a wave A. Or possibly a wave 1 and a wave 2. I think we need to go short if we get a chance. I don't, yeah, I know. Oil's kind of a tough one. I think it's personally gonna go down more based on the longer time frames. To me, I think this is like probably gonna end up looking something like that. Which means this sort of time frame would probably end up doing something like this and then going down. A, B, C, or B probably. Kind of a tough one because, like I said, it looks like an ABC. This looks like 1, 2, 3 ways down right to a fib level. But I don't really think that's what it is. Definitely a little bit of a tough pattern. Yeah. I think it's probably going to go down, but that move down could be a correction to the move up, definitely. Well, looks like the dollar is trying to go up a little more. It's good. All I need is a few more pips and I've reached my daily goal and I can go to the gym happy, ready to go. Let's see, what do we got here? So before we move on to look at the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, if you haven't done so already, definitely join my Discord channel. It's 100% free to join. You never have to pay a dime if you do not want to. We also do giveaways where I give away memberships, my Patreon memberships, and also I'm going to probably do a funded account giveaway. Probably a $25,000 or $12,500 funded account giveaway for some lucky member on my Discord channel. And you definitely have to be a member of my Discord channel in order to win the giveaway. But the link for the Discord is 100% free to join. You never have to pay a dime if you do not want to. If you would like to join my Patreon, then you can definitely do that also. But it's definitely not required. You can stay a free member for as long as you want, but you will not get access as a free member to my trading course, to my morning meetings I do every single weekday, my trading course, which is 35 videos, 7.5 hours long, and my twice a week Zoom meetings. So check out my Discord. Like I said, it's 100% free to join. Otherwise, if you are interested in learning more about my strategy, then definitely check out my Patreon. You get a lot for your money, that's for sure. And you also get access to the private group, which I try to follow the dollar and the yen pairs throughout the day pretty closely if I can, at least on the yen baskets and the dollar index, which I base all my trading on the dollar index and the yen basket anyways. So I think this is probably in a way B too, honestly. This is probably an A. This is probably going up, but a move up is probably going to be a B, and I bet it's going to go down again for a C, and then back up. So that would probably mean that right now the best thing for us to do is put our Fibonacci measure in this move down, because the wave B should be a crescent to the wave A. This is probably a wave A. This is probably a wave A or B. This is probably an A, B, C, a B right here. We're probably going up for a wave C of wave B. Lots of ABCs in there, but I think this is an A. I think this is a B. I think this is going to go down eventually once that's complete for a wave C. I don't know, though. That move down is awful impulsive. What's it look like on the 1 hour? Boy, that does look like a trend. Kind of, some of these patterns are a little hard to read because of how choppy they've been. This looks more like a trend. This looks almost like a crescent to that trend. So if this turns down, that would actually probably be a short. Let's see what some of these other ones tell us. Yeah, this one agrees that this is a wave A and that we're going up for a B. NASDAQ, what's the NASDAQ is? Man, the NASDAQ is almost the same as the S&P anyways. Yeah, I think this is probably a wave A. This is probably going up for a wave B. And eventually it's probably going to go down to like the 50%. Would line up pretty nicely with that to make a wave C, and then probably end up continuing the uptrend from there. Definitely looks like a downtrend, like a wave A. The problem is it doesn't really look like a complete wave B or anything. Could that possibly be 3 waves up right there, like a complete wave B, and then this is impulsive like a 1, this is corrective like a 2, and then it's going down for a wave 3? That could make a lot of sense, because I think the dollar is going to continue up, so that means this should continue down. 1, 2, 3. Let's see if that makes sense on some of these other ones. Like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A. 1, 2, 3 ways up. B. 1 down. Corrective up. Back down again. The top is definitely making it a little harder to read on the shorter time frames. The longer time frames, I still think it's going to be an ABC. It's just how is it going to play out on the shorter time frames, I guess, is the question that we're going to have to ask. I mean, if I think that's going to be an ABC, then that means that this probably is an ABC, and it probably is going to go up to a fib level and then go down. So if that's the case, then it probably is going to keep going up. Hey, John, how's it going? How you doing, buddy? So that means that this is probably going to go up too. I mean, that does make the most sense to me. This is an A, B, C, and then back up. So that means on the shorter time frames, we got to kind of ignore a little bit of what we see, because this is probably going to go up to make a wave C now. This is an A, B, C of B, and then back down again for that bigger wave C. Doing good, John. Thanks. Thanks for showing up. So that probably is the case there. Let me check my chats before we move on, see if there's any more requests that I missed. Doesn't really look like it. So, yeah, let's see. Let's go check out the dollar pairs, I guess, again. Yeah, wow. Look at that. Almost nothingness. If that was the end of a crescent, you would think it would be going up by now. It's not going up, so I'm starting to think more and more that it might not be the end of a crescent at this point. Gold's going up. Yeah, I think gold is going to be a good one to be going long on, definitely. The dollar is stalled right out. I mean, to me, it still looks like the ABC cuts, and it still looks like it should go up again, but if it was the end of an ABC, then this needs to be trending, and it's not really trending. It's more on a corrective side. Very, very, very corrective looking. Could this right here possibly be an ABC correction, and then it goes down again? And this is like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Definitely could be. I don't really see any confirmation of that yet, so I'm still pretty bullish, but it's not looking too good for the bulls right now, that's for sure. 1 hour time frame still doesn't look horrible. I mean, to me, it still looks like a high low, and then it should make a high low, high low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I don't really see any reason as of yet to think that it's over, but like I said, I mean, if this was the end of a correction, then it should be going up, and it's really not going up that strong. We have any low-level news today, or is it just a whole lot of nothing? Let's see, we had some Chinese news today. CB leading index, that's over with. Yeah, we don't really have any news today, not even low-level news. How about unscheduled news? We have any unscheduled news? Let's see here. Ten hours ago, 4 hours ago. Definitely nothing recent. Now people are saying that the dollar, it's funny because people are saying now that the dollar is going up. You wait a month and people are going to be saying the dollar is going down. That's why, you know, most of those big fundamental people don't really have much of a clue what they're talking about, I feel like. It's not really doing much of anything. I mean, to me, I'm still thinking that odds are it's going to go up, but it ain't really doing much. Look at it. It's just bouncing around, not really doing much. The yo, I mean, if it does go up, the yo is probably going to be a good choice to go long on. The pound doesn't really look like it's going up, does it? The Aussie kind of looks like more bullish than anything, and the Kiwi kind of the same. US dollar Canadian, I mean, we're already past that 78%. That's not a very good sign for this going up again. Ah, nice. Nice job, buddy. CAD yen has been pretty strong. The US dollar Swiss to me does kind of resemble an ABC correction now, and that looks like the end of a correction. If that's the case, then this should just keep going up. But a lot of these other ones don't really look like that. Pretty much none of them do. Might be time to just close your positions and call it a day. Come back again tomorrow when there's not a bank holiday in the UK. We have to remember that, especially when it comes to Forex, a lot of really, really big money is parked in the UK when it comes to Forex. Yeah, gold's been going up nicely, huh? That probably is the end of a correction right there. I bet this is going to keep going up. I think gold might have ended in ABC correction on the higher time frames, so I think there's a good chance gold is going to keep going. So, like I said, I mean, if you have not joined my Discord channel yet, definitely do so, because within the next couple of weeks, I do plan on doing a giveaway. I want to do a funded account giveaway to one of my lucky Discord members. So all you have to do is be a member of my free Discord to for a chance to win. And also, we are going to probably be doing some more membership giveaways, so definitely check that out for a chance to win a free premium membership to my Discord, to my free members, to my Patreon service, that is. The link for that is in the chat and the description. Every single morning before the London session, we do a 20-30 minute live stream where I tell everybody what pairs I'm looking to trade when it comes to the dollar and the yen, what direction I'm looking to trade in, what an end of a correction is going to look like. So we go over every single morning what a potential entry is going to be on all the dollar pairs, all the yen pairs. It also comes with a trading course, and it also comes with a twice a week Zoom meeting. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Elliott Wave is very, very discretionary, which is why I do not rely on Elliott Wave 100%. What I do is I do Elliott Wave analysis, then I do structure analysis, then I do Fibonacci analysis, and then we can even add in a couple other things if you want. You know, some members are using indicators and some other things like that. Elliott Wave is just a tool in my toolbox, and the reason why is because there's probably 10 different ways that you could count almost every single pattern in the market when it comes to Elliott Wave, which is why Elliott Wave is very good to know, but you know, it just needs to be a tool in your toolbox, which means it's only a part of the system. We need to put the whole system together with that structure analysis, the Fibonacci analysis, the Elliott Wave analysis, and tuning the frequency of your time frames, which is what I really try to teach people. If you know how to tune the frequency of your time frames, you're going to be way, way ahead of most people in the industry. Because most people, when they hear me say tune the frequency of your time frames, they have no idea what I'm talking about. So if you understand what I'm talking about when I say that, then you're going to be way, way ahead of most people in the industry for sure. So today was a pretty slow day, but we had a chance to go through some pairs and check some things out, so definitely thanks for that. I really do appreciate the support as always. My next live stream will be on Wednesday. I will be live streaming for the news on Wednesday, which is the GDP for the dollar, which is predicted to stay flat. So I will be live streaming for the GDP on Wednesday, and I will also be live streaming for the non-farm payroll on Friday this week. So we have some pretty good news. Once I think today is over, it's going to be a pretty good week. Today is just a little choppy because not only is it Monday, but it's also a bank holiday in the UK. So definitely a pretty slow day in the market. We already looked at natural gas, John, so once this live stream is over, definitely check that out. You just have to rewind a little bit, but we already looked at natural gas. So, as usual, I hope everybody enjoys the rest of the day, and happy trading as always.